Morning. Oh. Oh. It's a little bit after sunrise. It's about 7:30 now. As you can see and hear, it is miserable out there. I met the landowner. She was out walking on her two dogs. A couple of really friendly wet boyos there. She said it's fine to stay here as long as they want. Just don't leave a mess. So I'm good to stay here however long is necessary. So let's give it that hour. Make some breakfast. Make some coffee. I'm really glad I filled up that bottle of water in Montgomery yesterday. Now that's better. Oh, this is my little world for the next half hour. Empty beer cans, dry boots, which is nice, coffee. Looks like I've been blessed with a brief stop in the rain. It was, I started packing my stuff up because it seemed like it was less than enough, and then it picked up, started pelting down. I was like, ugh, and then it's just stopped. So it might only be stopped for 5 or 10 minutes. So I'm going to take the opportunity, finish packing my kit away, get my tent away, and get moving. Right. Get going. That was good actually. I can feel it just starting to start spitting a little bit with rain again, but that little break in the rain was good because it let me put the tent away damp instead of wet, so I don't need to worry about stopping to air it out at some point in the day, which is good. About 2 hours walk, 2.5 maybe. Should see at Welshpool where I can stop in a McDonald's. There's a supermarket next to it as well apparently, which would be nice. I'm not particularly interested in going into Welshpool itself. You see those clouds over there? It's just kind of spitting a bit now. Stopped to take a layer off, getting a bit warm. Got a little bit of road walking here, just about 700 metres. So just to the next junction, and take a right back onto trail. The path there goes right through someone's garden. And him and his mate were out with the dogs. So help yourself to a pear, so I did. I picked one that looked nice on that side. It was a bit manky on the back, but I cut that off, it'll be good. I imagine he must get loads of people coming through his garden in summer. Off the road again, excellent. Onwards and upwards. Well, you can probably see the rain is picking up, but also the mist. As we're getting a bit higher up, it's getting a bit more misty here. I do like the colours in the trees this time of year. I mean, it's no New England, but I'll take it. Oh, there's a sign straight up. This was a bit more ominous looking. Cool. Seems much more gloomy with all the lower branches all being dead and with the greenery. Oh, look at that rain. So if that comes up in camera, it's cool. In better conditions, that would be a really nice place to stop, have a coffee or something. Nice bench there, a view of the trees and all of the ferns around here. Yeah, I'm really liking this little section of the walk actually. I like this kind of terrain and the flora. It's definitely different from the like the heath and scrubland up on top of the ridges in the Black Mountains. Right, that's us out of those woods. You see it's kind of misty, but not too bad. If I spin it round, just up to the top, just this little bit of path up to where that radio mast is, and then it's all downhill about 40 minutes into Welshpool. And then warm some coffee for an hour. This is the top of this little hill here. It's Beacon Ring. It's an old hill fort. See a hill fort there? And this is very atmospheric. And someone's been doing a little bushcrafting over there. There's one hut, shelter, whatever. There's another. Cool. What's this? This looks like I'm not sure if this is a landmark or a gravestone. Yeah. See? It's memorial. Oh, trees of this memorial plantation were planted December 1953. Oh, this is a memorial plantation. Oh, so yeah, the path runs along the edge where I guess the Dyke runs. So let's follow that round, but maybe stay just inside. This would be a great little place to pitch up for the night as well, if the time of day was right when you were passing through. Right, just out the other side of it now, and then I think once you get out of here, it's downhill all the way into Welsh Pool, like I said a bit back. Look at this. Now, if it's like this all the way down, nice, not too steep a side. I don't think it is too steep going down this way. Oh, yeah, they'll be a bit mashed up, but remnants of, I think, I'm not sure. It's fly garret that's opened up. Oh, loads of mushrooms. I don't know what they are. That's a pretty cool view coming into the left there. Mist coming down off the trees, that valley. You can see, I think the gate just by that tree there, I think is where we're heading. The sign of the Golden Arches. McDonald's, where I can recharge, figuratively and literally. And just behind it, there's a supermarket. I'm just going to get a coffee and a quick bite to eat. It's mostly going to be recharging my electrics, so we'll see. Right. Leaving the traffic behind, fed and watered, fully charged up, more or less. I tell you what, let's wait till we're off this road. Right, fed and watered. That you can hopefully see in the background there is the bridge that you come across just as the sort of Offa's Dyke path comes down from the hills up behind me, over that bridge, and then just this side of it comes off here. So I carried on down that way to hit the Golden Arches. So fed and watered now, and I've had a quick look at the map. Yeah, I'm not going to stress it too much at this point. If I can do another 5 mile, that'll put me in good stead. I want to make one stop before I get that far, so maybe get an hour. And I got half a dozen eggs. So and at the moment they're just in the pocket on the back of my bag. So before I drop the bag on them and squash them, I want to hard boil all of those. So I figure if I walk about an hour here, I think the rest of the day is all really flat walking because it's all down the Severn Valley. That's the Severn, you can hopefully see behind me. And also, what a result, look at this weather. Yes, I'm going to walk for about an hour, it should all be quite flat. And then stop, find somewhere, make a cup of hot chocolate, then I got a big 2 litre thing of water was the easiest way to do it, and it was only 40 pence. I use about 1/3 of a litre to do the eggs and hot chocolate, and then this will be mostly, and then this will be just enough in here to do maybe a hot drink tonight, maybe a cup of tea or something, and then maybe breakfast in the morning if I have oatmeal again. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. Anyway, this is where I'm walking to now. Right, I'm going to put this away because my arm's getting tired. I don't really have a problem with McDonald's, but whenever there's McDonald's in the area, you do get that everywhere. Right, I'll see what I can get on with this wind and road noise. So it's got a 7-way north follow Offa's Dyke path, so the two follow the same bit. But that sign of walking, that's obviously to my left there, the Montgomery Canal. I know because randomly I saw a tweet earlier today. There's a project that's just setting up at the moment to do a restoration. Someone who's like some kind of botanist to help see how they can manage the algae, some of the invasive plant life that's in the But yeah, it sounds like the CRT, the Canal and River Trust, is looking to renovate the Montgomery Canal, maybe get it open and make it navigable again, which would be pretty cool. All along that side. Now there's been more imposed, so if they do get it reopened and I guess widen this section a bit, they could have like visitors moorings all along here, which would be real nice. You can still hear the road the other side of these trees, but we're just starting to head away from it now. So I think as we go on, the noise should get less and less. And then, wow, that's just completely covered in algae. Well, they're not everywhere, just sections of it. Yeah. Someone's enjoying a little lunch. Oh, wish you could smell that. It's the smell of someone's been burning leaves or wood here. It's that real, it's a real autumn smell for me. I really like it. Right, it's about 5 o'clock. I just checked, I've done about 12 miles so far today, which it's not great, but given the late start, it's not too bad. I'm going to start thinking about looking for somewhere. If I can find somewhere in about an hour, that'll put me at about 15 miles for the day probably, which I'm happy with, again, given the late start. So, it could just go pitch anywhere down by the river here. Just when I hit the next little village, whose name escapes me right now, I think after that, there's 2 or 3 small villages quite close together, so it'll be a bit of a pain in the ass to find somewhere around there. So, if it looks like I'm getting close to that and I'm not I'm still kind of keep going, what I might do is just stop and backtrace. Just keep an eye out for words. Right now, down by the river there will be fine. So right now, anywhere along the river is my kind of current favourite spot. You see the hills in the background still. So yeah, I was going to say it's suddenly felt dark, but the sun's just gone behind that massive cloud. So that's why there's still. I think we follow this along a little way, then cross over and then follow it along a little way, and then head away from the river for a bit. Oh, that's okay. I was expecting this to be a bridge over the new cut. I think that's the new cut, just to the side of it going along there. Okay, let's get across this then. So, I get down to that bit there. I'll check the map, see how far we're going, and then if basically the next bit is all through this field full of cows, and then I'm not sure what's after that. In good news though, the sun's coming out from behind that cloud at last. So, if I do throw the tent up now, it should dry out nice and quickly. And it's well early yet. It's like an hour till sunset. I'm going to go through this field full of cows. Let's see how friendly they want to be, eh? Yeah, I'm going to try and go round. But too muddy. You can see the path just to the left there. But we'll try and go through the widest gap between these ladies. Oh, he's Randy. So straight away coming through that gate, there's a little flat patch here. So worst case scenario, so this is my current favourite camping spot. Well, let's just see what we can see when we get up on top of the Dyke. Okay, so nothing in there obviously. Although actually just on top of the Dyke here would also be fine. Just round to the side of the gate here. Ooh. Little green tunnel. You can see that with the light there. Drink triple, C double, axe single. Someone's drawing a smiley face on the sheet. that's the field that came through. We said, I'm just going to look past that pylon. There were some cows just past that. I ended up walking to the end of that field, just here. I don't know if you see that. And then, yeah, just here. And then this whole open field is fine. Behind that hedge at the end of it, there's a road that runs along there, and then obviously there's that house, which is, I'm assuming, is attached to all that farm stuff. But I'm just going to go here against the, like not right up against the ditch and the trees lining the field, but basically as far away from the road and those houses as I can, staying in this field, because carrying on from this is going to take me right past them. So it's going to be like a 10-minute walk, well, 5 or 10 minute walk to buy them, and then 5 or 10 minute walk to the other side till I can get something as good as this. This spot's fine. No, this spot's really good. Let's get our tent up. That, as you can see, yeah, you can see that probably looks worse than it is actually. To the touch, it's like, yeah, like I say, it's damp. You can feel a tiny bit of condensation on there, but it's not bad at all. So I think that'll be fine. I think the floor will be fine in like 15-20 minutes. Basically, I'm just going to drink a beer and then get everything moved inside it once the floor's dry. Yeah, it's 6:30, so we've got 15 minutes till sunset, and then, like I said, 20 minutes light. Unfortunately, the sun is over there behind me, and not only has it got these trees in the way, but the sun's behind a massive bank of clouds. So, beer selection. I've got a Moonrise, traditional malty amber ale, bottle conditioned. This is the Monty's ale that is brewed with good food in mind. It goes fantastically with cheese. Drink it with a ploughman's and a chunk of crusty bread for a great picnic. Let us know what you pair it up with. Well, I will be drinking it with food, but it won't be bread and cheese, I'm afraid. Although that does sound delicious. Old Jailhouse, traditional malty amber ale, which I think is what the other one said, right? Bottle conditioned. That one was 4%. This one's 3.9. An easy drinking best bitter, full of malty character. Traditional British beer brew with 2 classic British hops, Goldings and Fuggles. And then it's got some information about the hops. So I think I'm going to open that one first. I'm just going to write my church key. Right, traditional malty amber ale, Old Jailhouse. Let's give it a go. Do you like these beers? Yeah, it's got that slightly caramel, slightly burnt taste, like slightly caramel taste. It's yeah, it's really nice. Definitely. Yeah, I like these beers. I like these beers a lot. I just checked the weather, and it's going to start raining apparently in about, not heavy, but it's going to start raining in about 15 minutes. I'm going to give that 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to get everything into the tent, and then we'll see what happens with the weather. One thing, now I've stopped walking, and also the sun's gone down, or going down, the temperature drops really quickly, so I've started layering up straight away. I've put my fleece on, put my scarf, my buff on. The only reason I've not put my hat on is I want my head, my rain detecting head, to pick up the first spots of rain, so I can get this stuff all thrown inside there straight away, then it doesn't get wet. And I would have my gloves on, but I can't use my phone screen then. So look how ominous those skies look, and I can just feel the first tiny little spots of rain. Okay, so just got that out of that shut. Well, and basically the tent looks like this, where everything just explodes out of the bag, and it's just a complete mess every night, and then it all goes back in the morning. So it does all need to go in kind of fairly easily. Oh, I'm in the vestibule. There's my boots, beer number 2 for tonight, and a 2-litre bottle of water. Okay, so the temperature's only supposed to get down to 9 tonight, and it's definitely been colder than that before. But it actually feels about as cold as that night up on the top when it got down to like 6. So I'm fine, but I think there's going to be loads of condensation in Harrogate. In fact, you can tell it's already forming. It's probably worse now than it was this morning when I got up after I've been in the tent all night and it had been raining. But in all the fun news, a bunch of cows have been laying to this field. I think there's about 10 of them. I think they're from that big herd that was in the other field before. They all look about the same age. So a bunch of them were just investigating the tent, and some of them came up and tried to give it a nibble. I kind of got up and they seem to have wandered off. Yeah, so we'll see. I don't think it's going to be a problem, but I'm just The only concern I've got is if they do kind of come up and start sniffing around the tent, well, I don't want to wake up and find like cartoon style bite marks taken out of the tent. They seem to have wandered off anyway. I don't know if you can hear that on camera. There's cars right outside. They turn up, and every so often one will try and nibble at the tent, or maybe give it a lick and decide to see if it thinks it's edible or not. I don't know. I did go outside and just to see how many there were. Better go. And yeah, they're munching away out there. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Huh. Are you going to leave my tent alone? Hey, cows.